Stokes.
I think it's a little bit not realistic that they would just all of a sudden change the direct opposite of who they are. But then,
but I thought that was pretty interesting what Mary Beth said to her, though. She was, are you tired of being something you're not? Because remember when Stokes is talking to her, like,
you think maybe
Sean
she's
Odyssey,
like faking who she really is, that she's not actually
it's like a defense mechanism.
Like dark, demented soul. I mean, she does say that she says that she's faking to be a lesbian so that people will leave her alone, which, I mean, I guess that would work in those days. I don't know.
Yeah, and then they also, she watches football. She knows all of his, the Sean Odysseys.
So she's not really like the person that she pretends to be. It doesn't seem like, I don't know, like, is she really into, like, the dark stuff, or she's putting
it's like a self-defense.
Yeah.
So when things, she's just like, screw it, I'm going to be myself. Because Mary Beth calls her out on it.
Yeah. I mean, she does.
And I have a question about Stan. Can he not be a good athlete and a student?
Yeah, I think that can actually happen, because I don't see why he wouldn't be able to all of a sudden... he wouldn't be able to do it, because, I mean, wouldn't you need to have good grades in order to go to college?
Yeah.
As well. I mean, that's kind of how that works.
So I guess when you're 18 and you don't have any support from people.
And you got your best friend is Usher.
And you never meet his parents. What's wrong with Usher?
No, I'm just saying, he looks like he knows how to throw down a good party.
Oh, okay. So you party with Usher.
You're partying with Usher all night. I mean, you're just like, hey.
I mean, I guess you're 18. You never meet his parents, right? So...
No.
So he probably
there aren't any parents other than Elijah Wood's parents.
Shooter McGavin, and he does the gun thing in here.
I noticed that. That was
he
really
goes,
cool.
But I guess that makes he quits the team. And then Hartnett starts playing football.
That doesn't make any sense. I didn't really understand that either.
I like the cigarette bit. The cigarette bit's funny.
Put out that button, get in.
That's funny. I like that. And maybe he did seem to. Maybe he was an athlete, but he was too busy being an outsider. Like he thought he should be an outsider.
He's actually a good athlete, but he's too busy selling drugs.
Yeah. It's interesting, though. I don't think the ending was as Breakfast Clubby as people think it is.
No.
Yeah?
No, it's not, I don't think it was very Breakfast Club at all.
The scene, though, when Jordana Brewster throws her fists up in the air at the end, that was a little too Judd Nelson-y, I'll tell you.
Oh, man. Did you notice that Jordana Brewster, she looked a lot like Soledad Mirana from... she was a late 60s, early 70s actress.
No.
That did a lot of... vampire films.
Interesting.
They made her look almost identical to her.
Do you think?
I think Robert Rodriguez probably did that on purpose because he's a massive horror fan, obviously. But
that Portuguese scene was correct because she's half Brazilian.
She's half Brazilian. She can speak Portuguese.
Yeah. Hey.
What?
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No. I was going to say that I thought that was an interesting choice. I was watching the film Vampiros Lesbos.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that. Just a quick little thing. In the 60s and 70s, there was a massive amount of lesbian vampire films that came out.
Italian?
They were Italian. They were also Spanish.
Yeah.
But they were really big. They're mainly art house films as well. So if you haven't seen them, a lot of them are streaming on Shudder right now. But I was watching Vampiros Lesbos the other day, and I noticed that the countess that's in that looked identical to Jordana Brewster in this movie. And I was like, wow, I really think he was like... I'm picking this lady because she looks a lot like Soledad. And I was like, wow, that was a really interesting choice.
He originally wanted Carpenter. Charisma Carpenter. Could she have been like that?
I don't know what she looks like.
She was whatever.
Yeah.
So hey, you want to jump into some recommendations here?
Yeah, sure. As you know that, whenever we, watch these movies and, people want to know what to watch, that are similar to these. You can always look it up, but I always like to hear people recommending movies as well. The number one I would like to say would be Cutting Class, the 1989 classic. If you haven't seen that, Brad Pitt in one of his
coming out on Blu-ray.
Oh,
he eats an apple.
That movie is so cheesy. It's exactly what you think.
Is it streaming on something right now?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, nice. Cutting Class.
Oh, yeah. It's great. It's about the dorky, or you think he's a dork, and it's like he starts to fall in love with the popular girl, but he's a killer also. And who's going to save the day? Brad Pitt. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous.
He's kind of the apple-eating jerk, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a jerk in the movie.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. I strongly recommend watching that.
Love it.
It's a classic whodunit type of film. And then, of course, another one, the 1998 classic, Disturbing Behavior.
Hey, interesting.
And also
Katie Holmes.
Yeah. Exactly.
James Marsden.
Yep, James Marsden and Katie Holmes.
Yep.
And, of course, as we both know from watching it, it's a brainwashing movie. Kind of on the same line as this, if you think about it. you have these kids and then they're turning into someone else because remember the I guess you call them the quote unquote freaks then turn into the popular kids and it's like, what's going on here? And that's what the whole movie's about. It's kind of good. It also has the song by Harvey Danger, Flagpole Sit Up.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh my gosh.
That's a movie made that song famous.
I can't listen to that anymore because my cover band used to play it and I would butcher it.
Oh no.
So now when I hear it, I just feel embarrassed for myself.
Feel paranoid.
Yeah, I'm like, why did I inflict people to this? Go to cover band jail. Was that before or after Teaching Miss Tingle?
That was at the same time, actually. That would have been...
so another one of those.
Teaching Miss Tingle came out in 98, correct?
Yeah, so
it would have been at the same time. Disturbing Behavior came out in 1998 as well.
Oh, okay, so that's another reason why people might have been a little cold. 99 was Teaching Miss Tingle. Oh. But around that time, that may be another reason why faculty are like, oh, this crap.
They were all coming out like one right after the other, and they all had the same similar feel and look and everything.
It was like remakes in the 2000s.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's go back to When a Stranger Calls. Oh, and lastly, I believe as soon as I saw this movie, I immediately texted you about this. Don't Hang Up.
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Yeah.
2016 classic. It was directed by Damien Massey, I want to say his name. I can't pronounce his last name. And then Alexis Wejbo. I think that's how you say his name. Both these guys are visual effects heavy guys, and they had a #1 love of 90s horror film, teenage horror films, and that's exactly what this movie is an homage to. That it's basically about these group of kids, teenagers that they are teenagers, maybe early 20s. It doesn't matter, but anyways, they live in a house together. And they have a YouTube channel where they prank phone call people. And it's like they kind of like send them disturbing things. And then it's like, you just got busted or whatever. I can't remember. But anyways, that's what it's about. And then the movie opens with them pranking someone. Turns out this prank went incredibly wrong. But then the movie takes place with this guy, some guy pranking them back. And he's saying that like, I want like, why are you turning on your light right now? And they're like, how do you know I'm turning on my light? So this guy's watching him as they're doing things and he's sending them messages. It's very much like a 90s horror, teenage horror film.
And this is on Netflix?
I believe that it was on Amazon, but I may be mistaken. I did see it on, I want to say it was like Tubi. Maybe.
Tubi? Oh, yeah.
I think it's on there.
Tubi's great.
But it's definitely streaming on one of those networks.
And I do want to say the cast of The Faculty, they've been in some great horror films.
Oh, gosh, yes. Yeah, they've been in great films.
I mean, Fire in the Sky, Robert Patrick.
Oh, man, that movie was so good. Fire in the Sky.
That punched me in the face.
Oh, my gosh. Have you ever read the guy's book?
No.
Wow. It's like, how he could not be making this up.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And then 30 Days a Night with Josh Hartnett from Dusk Till Dawn, Identity, Halloween H2O, Carrie from,
the
Piper. No, Piper Laurie was in the original Carrie, Silence of the Lambs. Van Patten was in it. Oh, Van Bargen. I want to keep calling him Van Patten. Van Bargen was in it. But yeah, I mean, I love that they pulled together kind of like people who would make some very good horror films.
Yeah, all these guys, I mean, they're all heavy hitters and they all come together. And like I said, it's even better with Robert Rodriguez's crew because he picks people that have backgrounds in other things. It's not just this guy has only done screenwriting his entire life. I mean, well, other than Kevin Williams.
Yeah.
Who's Kevin Williamson, who he's only been a writer.
Yeah.
But he also created a lot of great shows that we still know
Dawson's Creek.
Vampire Diaries.
Oh, he did that?
Yeah.
He's making all that money now.
He's killing it. Oh, yeah. He's still doing it.
He's rolling in money.
I mean, he did the, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then he did Vampire Diaries, he did Originals, brought all those
Kramer vs. Kramer.
Over the Top.
Yeah.
Chuck Finley returns.
Yeah, Chuck Finley. Hey,
Remo Williams.
Dirty Hoffmeyer. All right, cool. So, hey, this was a lot of fun, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much.
And we're covering Sleepy Hollow next, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I love that movie.
Oscar-winning production design film right there.
It was also nominated for several others.
Gorgeous looking movie. All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Chris, I drink water from a hose, Kelly. Movies, Films, and Flakes. We'll see you next week.